You are 18. Two paths sit in front of you. One says 4 years of college, a briefcase, a corner office someday. The other says a welding mask, a pair of gloves, and a job site by next spring. Almost everyone tells you to take the first path. Almost everyone is wrong. Here's the strange part. By the time you turn 50, the person with the welding mask might have more money in the bank than the person with the briefcase. Not close to as much. More. Let's break down exactly why. Start with the accountant. She graduates at 22. She's smart, she's disciplined, and she did everything right. But she's also carrying real debt. The average bachelor's degree in the United States now leaves a graduate owing somewhere around $30,000, according to Education Data Initiative figures. That debt doesn't just sit there, it grows. Interest compounds while she studies for the CPA exam, while she works unpaid hours to get certified, while her actual earning career hasn't even started yet. Now meet the welder. He's 18. He skips the 4-year degree. He enrolls in a trade program that runs somewhere between 6 months and 2 years, often costing a fraction of a university bill. Frequently under $15,000, sometimes far less, depending on the state and the school. By the time the accountant is still in her 3rd year of school, the welder is already being paid. Not paid to learn, paid to work. That gap matters more than people think. 4 years of a real paycheck, invested or even just saved, is 4 years the accountant doesn't have. And money that starts compounding early has a strange kind of power. It doesn't care how smart you are. It only cares how long it's been growing. So what do the actual paychecks look like? The Bureau of Labor Statistics lists the median annual wage for welders, cutters, solderers, and brazers at just under $50,000. That's the baseline. It's not the ceiling. Welders who move into pipeline work, underwater welding, or specialized industrial contracts routinely clear 6 figures. Overtime is common. Travel pay is common. A welder willing to relocate to where the work is can out-earn most entry-level office jobs within a year or two. The accountant, meanwhile, starts lower than people assume. Entry-level accounting salaries often sit in the low 50s, and climbing out of that range takes years, not months. The Bureau of Labor Statistics puts the median wage for accountants and auditors at just under $80,000. But that median includes people 20 years into their career. The entry point is nowhere near that. Here's the twist nobody puts in the brochure. The accountant's ceiling is genuinely higher. A senior partner at a major firm, a CFO, a specialized tax attorney who started as an accountant. That person can out-earn almost any welder alive. But most accountants never get there. The corporate ladder is narrow at the top. Most accounting careers plateau in the comfortable middle, somewhere in the low 6 figures, decades in. The welder's ceiling's lower, but the floor is higher, and it arrives faster. And speed, compounded over 30 years, does something the ceiling can't always do. Think about it like this. Would you rather start earning real money at 19, debt-free, or start earning real money at 26, $30,000 behind? Now add the hidden costs. Nobody puts these on the recruiting poster either. The welder's job is physically hard. Joints wear out. Heat, fumes, and repetitive strain take a toll that a desk never will. Many welders don't work the trade past their 50s, and the ones who plan weld transition into inspection, supervision, or teaching before their bodies force the decision for them. That's a real cost, and it's one this comparison won't pretend away. The accountant's cost is quieter, but just as real. It's the interest that accrues while she studies. It's the burnout that comes from tax season after tax season. It's the years spent as a junior associate doing work that barely resembles the 6-figure future she was promised. It's the promotion that goes to someone else because of politics, not performance. Neither path is free. They just charge you in different currencies. Here's where it gets genuinely strange. Run the math over 30 years, starting age, average raises, typical debt repayment, typical savings rate, and the welder frequently comes out ahead in total net worth by his early 50s, not because he earns more per year on average, because he started earlier, carried less debt, and had more years for his money to compound. A dollar saved at 19 is worth dramatically more by retirement than a dollar saved at 26. That's not opinion. That's just what compound interest does. The accountant can catch up, plenty do, especially if they reach management or partner level. But catching up takes deliberate effort. It doesn't happen automatically just because the diploma says bachelor's degree on it. So, who actually wins? The honest answer is, it depends on which years you're measuring. At 30, the accountant usually looks better on paper. At 50, the welder often has the quieter, sturdier balance sheet, assuming he saved, assuming he protected his body, assuming he planned an exit before his knees and shoulders forced one on him. That word assuming is doing a lot of work in that sentence, because the trade only pays off long-term if the money gets saved, not spent. And the degree only pays off long-term if the career actually climbs, not stalls. This isn't really a story about welding versus accounting. It's a story about starting early versus starting big, about steady compounding versus a distant ceiling, about which kind of risk you're more willing to carry, the risk of a harder body at 60 or the risk of a flatter career at 40. You're not 18 anymore, maybe, but you're still choosing, right now, between paths that look a lot like these two. The safe-looking one that costs more than it seems to. The rough-looking one that pays off quieter than anyone expects. The real question was never who earns more. It was always who starts sooner, and who has the discipline to let that head start actually compound.